Welcome back. Your dreams were your ticket out. I have to figure out how to phase that in. All right, I'm going to pop in my headphones.
Okay.
I wish I could let it play longer, but I don't want to get the copyright
strike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right. Welcome in, everybody. Hello.
Hello.
Today, we have Abby from Does Our Dream.
Hi.
Hello. Thank you for joining.
Yep.
So, Rob, you heard that. I was hoping that you came in at that time and heard it. So that's awesome. Welcome in, Rob Fuzz. Welcome in, Amy. Good to see you. Oh, all right, guys. And you know what I should have done? I should have hit go live first and then waited a few seconds, because when you hit go live, you get the notification. I'm new, apparently. So it's all right. We'll plan better for next time. Okay. So today we are going to be discussing Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire.
Yes.
I'm going to, I can remove this now. Okay. Stop sharing my screen. Okay, because I don't need it anymore. It is a good song, Rob. I love that song. My husband was watching The Perfect Storm, I think he was watching, and one of the commercials was the Welcome Back Kotter song, and I was like, oh, I haven't streamed in a couple of weeks, so I think I'm gonna incorporate that into the stream.
Yeah.
So it worked. I like it. Okay, so I have a few things. I have a lot of things. This is probably my least favorite movie out of the series.
I don't like this movie very much either. It's very confusing.
Yeah.
I don't like it wasn't produced very well.
Yeah. But the book is probably one of my favorite books because
that's what a lot of people say.
There's so much detail in it that you really don't get from the movies.
Because it disappoints me, because the fourth movie and book are one of the most important ones, but the movie's just not very good at describing everything that you need to know for the next few books.
Right.
So you really have to you have to read the books, and then the movies will make a little bit more sense.
Yeah. Yeah. I have a friend who is she just watched the movies for the first time with her daughters, and she loves them. And I said, yes, you're gonna love the books too, even more. And and that's how I saw the movie. So I know I've said this before. I watched the movies before I read the books, and then when I went back and I watched the books, because you watch books, because I went back and read the books. I had a better vision in my mind of setting the scene up for the book.
A better understanding.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's no wrong way. Read the book first.
Watch the movie.
I mean, everyone's different. I'm a visual learner, so having those visuals for me was very helpful.
Yeah, I watched the movies first too, and then I read the books. I'm still actually finishing the fourth book right now. I took a break and I just haven't picked it up again.
Nice. Yeah, and that's the thing. They start off small, but then as the series goes on, the books get thicker and thicker. So you're like,
yeah, they just keep getting bigger.
Okay. Yeah. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, but Deathly Hallows, the last book, is really, really thick compared to the Sorcerer's Stone, which is the first one. Yeah.
I think your dad's causing trouble. Does our Hufflepuff is wearing a Gryffindor shirt? What an outrage.
I don't have any Hufflepuff shirts. I only have Gryffindor shirts.
So are you a Hufflepuff?
Yes, I am a Hufflepuff.
Is there anybody in your family that's a Gryffindor? Do you know?
I don't know. I don't think they've really taken the Pottermore test exactly. I know my mom took it, and I think it said she was a Slytherin at first, and then she retook it, and I think it said Gryffindor, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, Rob says that's what he wants to do, go back and read the books after seeing all the movies. Yeah, honestly, and if you it's interesting if you read watch the movies, read the books, and then, oh, God bless you.
Thank you.
God bless you. My goodness.
Thank you.
Watch the movies, read the books, and then watch the movies again. And it's like, just sandwich them. It's really cool. I love doing that sometimes too. Like after I'm done, I'll read the series like every so many years. I'll restart the series, and then I'll watch the movies, and it's just a lot of fun.
I feel like I just watch the movies like more often because like the books just take like more time to read, and I don't feel like taking time to read.
Yeah.
So I'll just watch the movies usually.
The audio, Rob, what would you be? Oh, where would you place Rob Fuzz, Abby? What do you think?
I don't know.
I'd probably say a Gryffindor.
A Gryffindor, yeah, most likely.
I would say Gryffindor. So yeah, if you go to I think it's Pottermore.com, and I'm going to try to say this without the accent, Pottermore.com. And you can take the test to see what house you belong in.
No, I thought they had changed the title of the website, but I'm not sure.
Oh, did they? See, I don't know.
I feel it. Oh, okay. So it's called wizardingworld.com now.
Oh, they did change it.
Yeah, I thought they changed it. So yeah.
But if you type in Pottermore, it'll reroute you to Wizarding.
It'll take you there.
Yeah. So either way, but yeah, I didn't know that they changed it. That's interesting. All right, so let's get started. I'm just gonna go through a couple of things. Maybe we'll share a couple of things back and forth, and then we can. I don't have like a top 10 or anything. This is just kind of these are the differences between, and it's really differences that I really picked out this time because there were so many differences. Jeff says Pottermore. I don't know how you would spell that in Boston. No, it's more like that type. Yeah. Pottermore. With no R's. Okay, I'm sorry. Wrong franchise. Okay. So I'm gonna start from the beginning of the book. In the book, so in the movie, you get this vision from Harry, and this is a vision that you have Voldemort and Wormtail, and it's just the two of them. No, that's the book. In the movie, it also has Barty Crouch Jr., which we are not introduced to until probably like the middle of the movie. Excuse me. And so, you have Harry has this vision of the old man that was the caretaker for Voldemort when he was Tom Riddle.
Tom Riddle, the Riddle house.
The Riddle house. And he's in his cottage and he sees this big old light up at the old Riddle house, and he thinks it's like just the area kids that are causing mischief again. So he goes to check it out, and he starts hearing like these words that are unfamiliar to him, and so they're wizarding words, muggle and blood, whatever. But he also hears them plotting murder. So Voldemort has the guy extinguished, basically. Poof, gone. And so I'm looking at chat just to make sure I don't miss anything, but then I get distracted. So then Harry wakes up. So the first is in the book, Barty Crouch Jr. is not there.
He's not in the scene at the beginning.
Yeah, Voldemort says, my faithful servant is already at Hogwarts getting things, he's getting prepared to do whatever he's going to do. We'll get to that after. So when Harry wakes up, he is already in the Weasley's house at the Burrow.
Yeah.
In the movie,
he's in the book.
There's the scenes in the book are iconic. They should have left them in the movies because they were just hysterical. So the Weasleys, the way they try to invite Harry or try to get Harry's aunt and uncle to let him come to
Yeah,
the Quidditch, the World Cup.
Yeah.
I think he telephones them. Ron telephones and he's yelling over the phone, and Mr. Weasley is like completely appalled by this because Ron doesn't know how to use the telephone. They do owl pose. They don't use the telephone.
Yeah.
And so that scene that was just hysterical. But when they came, they used flu powder to come through
the fireplace.
And the fireplace is all barricaded up or whatever, it's not in use. And they get stuck
in the fireplace, and they just keep coming, and just more than just keep coming through.
They're all squishing in between, and I think did I save the quote? The Weasley, I didn't save the exact quote, but the Weasley brothers' sarcastic comments are just the Weasley brothers are just my favorite. They're
so funny.
They crack me up. But so they come and get Harry. They manage to get through, and then as they're leaving, one of the most endearing scenes for me was when Harry says bye and the family doesn't respond, and Mr. Weasley says, "Your nephew said goodbye to you. He's leaving you. You won't see him till next summer."
Yeah.
And then they give him a cold goodbye, and Harry just like shrugs it off his shoulders because he knows his family. That's just how they are.
That's just how they are. Yeah, they don't really like him. They don't really care about him.
Yep. So, I'm gonna just reach out real quick. Hit that like button and show Tina some love and share the stream. Yes, thanks Rob so much. Share the stream out, guys. Make sure you hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe for more of these streams. Jeff, I think I'm still assuming that's your dad. He says, I hope please use SPF 70 when they're out in the sun. Why don't I understand that joke? Oh no, it's so bad. I'm retro. I use owl phones too. Oh, that's too funny. And Rob says he loves the brothers too. Yeah, they're comical. The books, they're funny in the movies, but if they didn't leave out some of their quotes, some of the scenes that would have highlighted them even more, I think it just would have amplified it. So the Weasley brothers, before they leave, they drop some of their
candy,
their candy. And so what this particular candy did was Dudley, because he's a little piggy pig, anything, he goes and he eats
the candy.
Eats the candy, and what happens? His
tongue like swells up and like grows really long.
You got this. I'm picturing this tongue flapping around the living room, like. And the scene, like, I just imagine what they could have done with this scene in the movie. And just, just would have been classic. But that was something I think they really should have left in. All right, Rob, thanks for joining.
And then Mr. Weasley trying to fix the tongue, and the Dursleys not letting him.
Yeah. So the Dursleys are freaking out, and Mr. Weasley's like, if you just stay still, just let me just. And it's just not working. So that whole beginning of the book scene is just absolutely fantastic, and I think the visuals of that coming out in the movie would have been hysterical.
Yeah.
I listened to the Jim Dale version of the audiobooks, and he really brings it to life. He's my favorite narrator, and excuse me, he's amazing. So then next we have so scenes, and I'm going with the scenes here, I think is, so when they get to the Quidditch World Cup, and I have a website that I've been going off of just to jog my memory a little bit. So, and there's like little things that are listed too, like in the movie, in the book, Hermione comes to wake up Harry, Ron. No, that's reversed. In the movie, Hermione comes to wake up Harry and Ron on the day of the Quidditch World Cup. But in the movie, in the book, it's Mrs. Weasley, and this is Ref. I don't know who Ref is. Ref and George, maybe.
Yeah.
They mean I don't know.
Fred.
Fred. So.
I thought it was in the book Hermione woke them up.
Is it?
I think it's in the book. In the book, Hermione comes to wake them up, and then in the movie, Mrs. Weasley wakes them up.
See, I thought Hermione woke because because she startles Ron when she wakes him up and she's like, get dressed. You know, she's in a tank top and she's like, get dressed.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, maybe that's not even, maybe it's both. Okay, I'm
Maybe.
not going to read this one. So, so then they go on to the Quidditch World Cup. There's a couple of scenes, you know, the nothing really big that I want to discuss. What I really want to talk about, what I really want to talk about is Winky, the house elf.
Winky.
Yeah. Hey, Dougie, welcome in. Um, Winky, what's his name? Oh goodness, Crouch. The Crouch family, their house elf is named Winky,
Winky.
and I just picture her, this cute little house elf, and she's so dainty and proper, but she's going through a lot of things that we don't find out until later on in the movie, in the book, which you don't get in the movie because they leave
She's
Winky
not
out.
even in the movie.
Yeah, in fact, I don't even think we get Dobby in this movie, do we?
I don't think he's in this movie.
I don't think so either. I think they left out Dobby for a good portion of the series. Because yeah, I don't think he's there again until the last book. Don't quote me on it. I have to go and refresh my memory. But you know, you get Winky, you get the whole Winky's acting strange. She's sitting in Barty Crouch's seat and she's saving his seat. And there's just this whole story of why, and it's this big investigative tale in this book that you really don't find out the full, you know, an entity of anything until you're at least halfway through the book. But that's something that really bugged me about this movie.
Mm-hmm.
When I read this book and I was like, how do you leave out Winky? She's like one of the biggest parts of the plot of the movie itself.
Mm-hmm.
Such an important character. I guess they had their reasons, but the other one, obviously, we will just briefly mention my immense hatred for the fact that they left Peeves out of the whole stinking series.
Oh yeah.
You know, honorable mention here. We're talking about Peeves real quick. We love you, Peeves. You were a great character. Hats off to you, buddy. So you have missing Winky, missing Peeves, and what else do we have missing? Missing Ludo Bagman. Ludo Bagman. There's so much in this book about Ludo Bagman. There's like, this story would have been so better written with these characters
in
the book. Yeah, I mean, glad they kept Barty Crouch, because you know, without him you don't have your villain besides.
Yes.
But you know, yeah, I don't know. Jeff says Dobby is a distant cousin of Gollum. Yeah. Oh, Gollum. He freaked me out too. That's another franchise. Anyways, so some of the other things that that I had on my list was Ron's new owl, Pigwidgeon.
Oh.
Pigwidgeon.
Yeah.
And I think he is the owl that Sirius gives him, I think, right?
Sirius gives him the owl in the third book.
The third book, that's right. But of course, he completely gets left out. Oh, and that's right. So I want to go back to Dudley eating the candy real quick. Mm-hmm. The whole reason why Dudley ate the candy that was dropped on the floor was because he was on a diet, and he had like a half a grapefruit. He was getting like a half a grapefruit for breakfast, and at one point he steals Harry's half of the grapefruit, and Harry doesn't care because in his room he has a whole bunch of birthday stash of snacks and goodies.
Yeah, from Hermione and Ron and Hagrid and all that. They all made like treats for him and stuff.
Yep. So, I'm just gonna check my notes. So
I don't know.
That's right. Dudley's purple tongue. I forgot I wrote that down. I made a
note.
But yeah. So you know, Ludo Bagman's missing, and he's a big part of the story because, excuse me. In the story, there's that whole you kind of think he's suspicious, but it's for like a completely different reason. and he's making, bets with the Weasley brothers on. I think he made a bet with them about who would win the Quidditch World Cup.
Yeah.
The Weasley brothers were like extremely accurate, and they won, and so he was kind of dodging them for a long portion of the book and just acting very sketchy. Um, the other thing was the big thing for me was spew. Hermione's don't ask me what spew means because I forgot to write it down. I wonder if this site has it. But she starts this whole. I think it's when she finds out that the house elves are working in Hogwarts. The Weasley brothers take them into. Was it Dobby was working in the kitchens and they wanted to go see Dobby or something like that. I don't fully remember the details. They come to find out. Excuse me. They come to find out that there is house elves working in the basement, and Hermione's not very happy about it because she thinks that they're, treated awful. Hey, Kago, welcome in. So, who is Noodle Bagman? No. Ludo Bagman. Ludo. Ludo Bagman.
Ludo.
Not Noodle Bagman. But so Hermione starts to so when Winky gets fired, the Barty Crouch, when they're at the World Cup and the sign goes up in the sky, in the book, Barty Crouch blames Winky for it.
Yes.
But in the movies, obviously, because there's no Winky, he blames the kids. He blames Harry and Ron and them. And so Winky gets the sack, the poor thing. And she's just like drunk and weepy and intoxicated, and they sent her to the Hogwarts kitchens, and she's down there. And maybe they were going down there because they wanted to talk to her and get some information. Maybe that's what it was.
Maybe.
But she's down there and she's completely distraught, and I really feel for this poor girl. And so Hermione starts spew, and I really forget what spew means. I was trying to look it up. But it turns so spew, she makes these like little buttons. She tries to get people to back her up, and house elves, freedom and whatnot. And then so those were the really big things. And then the last thing I just want to mention is Rita Skeeter being an unregistered animagus. I can't even say it. She's like a fly, I think, or something like that, or a beetle.
Animagus, I think she's a. She was something like some insect or something like really small.
I think she was.
I think she's a beetle. Is she a beetle?
Beetle.
I think she's a beetle.
Yep. And you don't get to know that. And she paints Hermione in this like very unflattering ladylike light. And Hermione, I love at the end, it was like justice, because she gets her back, by she finds out that she's an unregistered animagus, and blackmails her and says, you start writing positive stories or I'm going to let your secret out. And so she was trying to destroy Harry's reputation and Hermione's reputation at that. And so she really turns that around. So those are really the big things for me. I mean, and with Ludo Bagman and with Winky and all the characters that we don't see in this movie that were in the book, you miss so many elements of the book. There's just so many, too many to sit here and name, but there's absolutely so many. But I don't know, Abby, anything that, I'm going to let you talk because I've been rambling on this. So.
Yeah. Well, I haven't read too much of the book that I'm like maybe 14 or 15 chapters into the book. I'm at the part where they are, no, maybe not even 15 chapters. I'm pretty close to the beginning still. They're like just getting to the Triwizard Tournament, or not Triwizard Tournament, Quidditch World Cup. They're just getting to the Quidditch World Cup, and they just like set up their tent and everything. And right now, I think they're getting water from the water what is it? Like the well that had the water. And then Mr. Weasley sent them out with like a bunch of teapots and stuff to get water. So that's where I am right now in the book. So I'm not like too far into the book yet.
Okay.
But I have seen the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And so far what I've seen is there are some differences that like they probably should have left in the movie that they didn't.
I had an invasion. Sorry.
That's okay.
You left your post. My husband came to get him. Sorry. Go ahead.
It's okay. Yeah, but like again with the part like when they like in the movie they were at the Burrow like already, and then in the book they were at Dursley's and they had to get them, and then at like the tournament and everything there's like a bunch of different things that like they didn't incorporate in the movie that they had in the book, just a lot of different things.
Yeah. So. There's I'm looking at the website and trying to pick out some. I'm like nitpicking now. I'm being invaded again. There's a lot. I think there's even a lot more of Sirius in the book than I think. You just get one glimpse of Sirius in the movie through the fireplace, and that's really all you get of him. In the book, I think there's a lot more of Sirius. Harry is in constant communication with him about the visions that he's having, and Sirius is the one that gives Harry a hint about using the simple spells to get past the dragon. And then Moody tells him that if he's good at flying, then he should just Accio or Accio, however you say it, the firebolt to come to him during the task. That's in the book. In the movie, Sirius doesn't even know that Harry is going up against the dragons by the time they talk in the fire. So instead, Moody gives him the whole tip and everything and whatnot. But yeah, I think they gave Sirius like after that whole movie, the last book and movie, they give Sirius this eensy teensy little pot in the fourth movie through a fireplace. I was just, so disheartening. Does he not mean more as Harry's godfather? I mean, come on.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm looking through some more of this. So
the one was, it's not like a big detail, but was when Harry was supporting Ireland during the match in the book, but then during the movie he like didn't favor really any of the sides. He was kind of just there to watch the Quidditch game. Yep.
And I want to get you. I think Dumbledore shows Harry a couple of clips through the pensieve in this book. I thought there were more instances where Dumbledore showed Harry not just the courtroom scene where Barty Crouch Jr. is convicted. I thought it was a lot more than that, so I'm scrummaging just to see. Let's see, what does this say? Is believed that Barty Crouch Jr. is actually dead. That's right, because his mother had replaced him. That's one of the big things, is the whole lie about Barty Crouch Jr. When they swapped his body out in Azkaban when they went to visit him. His mother replaced him, and then Barty Crouch let his son out of Azkaban and kept him in hiding. And that's what Winky's all of her stress was about, and her big secret. Excuse me.
Because she knew,
and Barty Crouch Jr., she knew he was up to mischief, and that's a lot of weight on your shoulders when you know that your servant son is up to no good. And that was, I really, really felt for her. And I really love the investigations. I mean, I always appreciate the investigation skills between the three of them. But in this book, especially, where this one's more like a murder mystery type where you have to dig and, you piece together the clues, and then some clues are, you have to use amazing powers of deduction. And, I love certain things like that. But the other thing that really got me was in the movie when Harry finds Barty Crouch's body in the woods.
In the woods.
He finds his body, but in the book, I think what he finds is the remnants, like a bone, or something, or he finds like, I forget how exactly it happens, but I just remember when I read it in the book, I was so creeped out. Like it had a bigger creep out factor than the movies.
The movie.
It was just, dead body right there. But this was like serial killer creepy.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this isn't pleasant. But yeah, so I'm trying to look for that too, just to but I mean, there's not much to it. I mean, the Yule ball. Oh, that's the other thing that really bothered me. The Yule ball. In the book, her dress was periwinkle, Hermione's dress, and in the movie,
it's like a pinkish,
like a coral pink. And I did honestly, before I even knew that about the book, I didn't like that color on her in the first place. Now we're getting shallow because we're females. This is what we think about these things,
Yeah.
Girl, that dress just was not your color.
Not really.
I could picture the blue dress on her where it looked much nicer, but I mean, it's such a lot of detail. But, my brain automatically goes to, why did they do that? Why
did they change the dress color?
It's like, what's the significance of changing the dress color? But it's funny because it brings me back to Sleeping Beauty in the cartoon where the fairies are fighting over blue, pink, and they're changing the color of the dress constantly. And that's just I kept thinking of. Maybe the fairies got into a feud and the pink won in the end. I don't know. Who knows? I haven't looked it up, so I don't know if there's any like weight behind why they changed it or whatnot. But
yeah,
But the book, I could read this book because there's so much meat in this book. There's so much that you get out of it. I could just read this book over and over again and be completely fine. And this book, like I said, last book you really get, Prisoner of Azkaban, you get the stories connecting better between, the four friends, Harry's father and Sirius and Lupin and
Pettigrew. Yeah.
Pettigrew. And so you get that whole backstory and you get the connection and with Snape and everything. And I enjoy that. And then this movie, like each book that you dive into, it gives you more and more information to understand. Yeah, past books and future books. And that's the thing with Spew that I really got upset that they left out of the movies because that was such an important part of the last book that they also had to leave out of the movies. The part, when we'll get to that when we get to, the last book / movie, The Deathly Hallows. But it was so important because that's why Hermione and Ron kiss at the end, because Ron shows the interest in Spew, like in the house elves, like, and that was like the kicker for Hermione, and that was why they kissed. Whereas in the movie, you just get a big old snake or waterfall or something, and
I think it was a water snake or something that came out of the Chamber of Secrets and like splashed over top of them.
And it's like, oh, we almost lost our lives. Let's just kiss. I hate that. I just so lame. It's like, oh my god. And the whole "I love you" part. I'm sorry. I know we'll revisit this when I get to the last book, for sure. But that that part of the club that Hermione starts to try to free the house elves, enslavement really was one of the big things for me. And I love how through the whole book she's like she doesn't give up trying to get them to wear their pins and to try to get them to
like help her out and
get involved and get everybody else involved. And if like nobody's interested, and then I think one of them brought up with like, who's going to make our meals or something like that or whatever. And it's like, you have magic, you can just poof your meals and they just appear on the table, which I think was hilarious. But I mean, yeah, I don't know. So those are the big things for me that I really I think I really enjoyed, but or didn't enjoy because they left them out of the movies. But yeah, I don't know. Do you have anything else that you wanted to highlight?
In the book and in the movie when they show Barty Crouch putting the Death Eater like symbol in the sky, they show him doing that. But in the book, I'm pretty sure someone else does it, but they don't really say who did it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That was different.
Um, I don't remember who it was, but yeah, they there was really so much that they had just.
And then with the Death Eater attack in the book, I think they did it when people were sleeping, but in the movie, I know that they like all the people were still partying in their tents, and that's when they started attacking.
Yeah. Yeah, and the thing I do love about the movie, though, I will say this, is when Harry gets into the tent, and it's like this small rinky-dink tent, and then when you get in the tent, it's like this
It's this
huge.
huge thing with like a kitchen and like beds and stuff.
Yeah, it's this miraculous thing. It's just gorgeous. That cracks me up, and I would go camping if that was what my tent would look like. You know,
Yeah.
your bed on the side, you got a bathroom, you got a kitchen. Yeah, we're all set.
Yeah.
But maybe that's something that Universal could get on. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you enter this small little tent. They could make like in the Wizarding World section, they could expand and make like a hotel and have the little rooms where the tents
Yeah.
are. You go into this small tent, but then the facade on the outside doesn't show you that the tent's going to get bigger. But when you go in, it becomes this
Big
big
thing.
suite or something. I don't know. I think that would be cool. They think
That'd
they
be
should
cool.
hire Universal. If you're listening, I need a job. No, just kidding. Yeah, but I don't know. So that's all I know. We're about. I can't talk today. We are about almost 15 minutes out before we're going to close out the show. Do you guys have anything that's coming up that you want to talk about on your channel?
I don't know. I feel like my dad should say something. I don't really know what they do.
Come on,
Like
Dad.
they have streams with other people. Sometimes they'll like hop on with other people. I know later today we have the nerd talk about Ant-Man.
Yep.
They're talking about
4
Ant-Man this week.
Yep.
And
That's on
who's
Kenzie's channel.
Kenzie's
Yep.
Day's channel.
Kenzie Days' channel.
Mm-hmm.
What else? And then you guys do your Dreaming with the Mouse on Thursday.
Thursday, yeah.
With Myers and the Mouse, and then your Saturday show at 11.
Stream in the morning at 11.
Yep. So if you guys are watching this now, or if you're watching the replay, go check out Does Our Dream, and all the fun. A lot of streams coming up. Today, I want to thank Dean over at the Live Place. He is amazing. TheLivePlace.com. All your family-friendly live streamers right on YouTube. Just your I can't say your basic TV guide because it's not basic at all. It's awesome. It's awesome. I can't say enough about it. So go visit theliveplace.com. Go check out the lineup of shows. Right now, I know that Corey Meets World is streaming. I think he's in SeaWorld with Josh from Resort TV 1. And then at 4 o'clock, also, so we have Nerd Talk on Kenzie Davis' channel. And they're going to be talking about Ant-Man.
Yes.
Also, Resort TV 1 is going to be on. They're going to be live at Hollywood Studios, and Corey will join Josh at Universal Studios for that stream. So that's pretty cool. And then at 6 o'clock, we have the amazing Pete Nick Devitt, who is going to be talking about Muppets. And I think I got confused about this whole thing. I think they are matching up people in this community with which Muppet they would be. What I'm understanding correctly. So that is going to be something that you don't want to miss. That's going to be hysterical, I'm sure. Pete is so lively, and he is just absolutely amazing, and I can't wait for that. And then he has his off the wall show at 8 o'clock, and then at 9 o'clock, I want to bring something out real quick, and I want to say that. He's going to have 9 o'clock on Pete McDevitt's channel. He's going to be talking with Tanya, that crazy Disney lady, and going to be hitting the hard questions about what really happened. And if you don't know what happened, look it up. Don't believe anything that you read that's going to be negative, and that's what the media likes to do.
Yeah.
Tanya is amazing. She is sweet. Does not have anything wrong with her. Her
Mm-hmm.
friend had an allergy attack, and that was it. And that's the end of story. And it should have been end of story, and it got blown out of proportion by someone. I
Yeah.
don't know who it was, but it was very misleading and very. I mean, I hope she's happy she had her 15 minutes of fame. Whoever did this, I know it was a lady,
Mm-hmm.
because when you she just tried to destroy someone, and that really broke me in half.
Yeah.
And so, go over to Peach Channel at 9 o'clock and show Tanya some love. And then also Dole Whip Dad is on at 9, and then he's on again at 10:30. So there's a lot of stuff that's going on. If you forgot everything I just told you, www.thelifeplace.com and go check
Mm-hmm.
out the schedule is up there, and go subscribe to those channels. So this week, I'm starting up a new show. It's going to be Wednesday at 5 o'clock. This week, and it's new series. It's actually called Wednesday Whateverness, and um, this Wednesday is going to be like trial run before I really fully jump into it. Um, After Harry Potter's talk is done, we're going to be not doing books versus movies anymore, because it's a lot of work to try to keep up on one book/movie every 2 weeks. And I know
Yeah.
next week we'll have trivia, but I have kids and I have things, a lot of things to do,
Mm-hmm.
um, and so it's really difficult to keep on this. So I'm glad we got to do Harry Potter. I'm gonna finish it out until the series is over, but that'll be it. Abby, I won't. I'll let you play trivia next week so that you can have your chance to win the prize. I have a bag of prizes. I have a lot of prizes, so
Okay.
I will show you guys next week. I have some little mystery pack keychain thing. I have a Harry Potter Funko. I
Mm.
have a tumbler of Kingdom Hearts, and I have some other things. I have a Batman comic book, and I have some other things that are in there too.
Wow.
And I forget what the rest of them were, but those are some of the prizes. Next week we'll do Harry Potter trivia, Goblet of Fire,
Mm-hmm.
and if you're watching the replay, or if you're still watching this now, Wednesday we're going to be talking about 15 things we want to do when we go back to Disney, or 15 things I want to do when I go back to Disney. Have your list prepared and ready too. Come in the chat and let us know what you want to do when you go back to Disney. So that's about it. I think we're going to end it here. And Abby, I want to thank you for coming on and having this discussion. I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Thanks for having me on.
Anytime. And that's about it. So I'm going to stop rambling now, and I'm going to sign off. I'll see you guys same time, same channel next Sunday, and then Wednesday at 5 o'clock Eastern Time. Have a great week, guys. Bye.